When it comes to bringing back older games in a new format, Square Enix has really done a fantastic job because of their HD-2D graphics. It has found a way to update these older games without taking away any of the impact that the originals made, while still adding in a lot of freshness to it. Ever since it was introduced in Octopath Traveler, I have been loving it, and I was so happy to see it done for Dragon Quest III. The game stunned me, and if you want to check out how that one runs, you can check out our video review on our page, link is in the description. However, today I want to talk about the next game that Square Enix is releasing. Dragon Quest 1+2 HD Remake. Just like Dragon Quest III, this is a remake of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 bundled into one package with the new HD-2D style, and I love it. If you've played 3 and really enjoyed it, you're going to love Dragon Quest 1+2, and I really enjoy that both games feel they're interconnected with each other, since really it is a trilogy starting from 3, then going to 1, and then 2. So for this video, I want to talk about how it performs on the Steam Deck, and while it is about the same as Dragon Quest III, there are a few differences in the recommended settings for this game. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as our next video goes live. A copy of the game was provided by Square Enix for review. Thank you. Dragon Quest 1+2 HD Remake is a gorgeous game, and one I had no worries about running on the Steam Deck with how great Dragon Quest III's remake ran. After testing both of the games in the package, I would consider the entirety of both Dragon Quest 1 and 2 to be very similar to 3 in terms of performance, but my recommendations have changed just a little bit. The game is perfectly playable right out of the box at 60 frames per second with the highest settings, and it looks gorgeous. However, there's one change I would make to help with battery life a little bit. While battery drain not being as heavy in as many areas as Dragon Quest III, I recommend playing it at 60 frames per second while turning the rendering scale down to 2. This is only one notch down, but it doesn't change much visually while saving about 2 to 3 watts of battery drain, adding around 30 to 45 minutes of battery life in some situations. It's a small change, but extra battery life with lower temperatures for almost no visual change is nice. The most you may see is some slight extra shimmering on buildings when you're moving past, but it's not easily noticeable. Honestly, that's really all I would change. Dragon Quest III had a lot more areas where there were slowdowns, and that's why I did recommend playing at 45 frames per second. However, here, we can keep it at 60 with ease. This is much nicer, it feels smoother, there aren't any slight stutters that you might feel when watching your character move past. It feels necessary at times in Dragon Quest III, but here it just doesn't. For those who want the best quality and frame rate though, there really aren't any compromises you need. Just play right out of the box, max settings at 60 frames per second. I didn't really encounter any spots where the frame rate would dip, but there were some parts where it would go above that 13 watt to 15 watt average. It was still very playable without any issues, and it gives us the best of both worlds. You get quality and frame rate with just a little extra battery drain in some areas. The only reason this isn't the recommended settings is that the tweak for recommended is not really noticeable on the smaller screen and does give a clear benefit. Otherwise, if you don't care about battery life, I would still consider this the best way to play. It really has no compromises to it. It's just get up, play it, you're good. The game doesn't support the 16:10 aspect ratio, but we do have cloud saves and controller support. There aren't any HDR settings, but if you're playing on the OLED, you're going to love how vibrant the colors are. There are also a bunch of accessibility settings that you can turn on and off at will, like changing the battle speed, suggested action, where cursor remembers the last used command. There's a lot of them, and you can see the full list on our full review on our website. Honestly, going into it, I wasn't worried about Dragon Quest 1+2 HD Remake running on the Steam Deck, especially after it was the same developer with Dragon Quest III. The games look amazing, play amazing, feel super smooth, and it's just a wonderful experience overall. If you're a fan of Dragon Quest III's HD-2D Remake, I would absolutely get 1+2 to continue on the series. This is part of the full trilogy, so it really feels like we're coming full circle as we continue the story of what's happening with the Erdrick family line. However, if you are just getting into it, you might see Dragon Quest 1+2 and think, oh, let's play those first. However, the game starts at 3, then goes to 1, and then 2 if you're going to play chronologically. Even still, I highly recommend playing Dragon Quest 1+2. It's wonderful, fantastic, and more of Dragon Quest, especially in this style, is never a bad thing. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified as soon as our next video goes live. And a huge thank you to our patrons. You guys are awesome. See you next time.